Alright, so all our passengers on board, 120 passengers on board. Our air team will now greet all the passengers and speak to them while I prep for the pushback, and we'll be starting engine shortly, so we'll be on the runway in the next 3 to 5 minutes. So, yeah, busy with
Ladies
that.
and gentlemen, welcome on board Air France. Please store your baggage in the belly compartment. Only small hand baggage and accessories must be placed under the seat in front of you. Emergency exit must remain clear of any luggage. Smoking is prohibited and cigarettes are not permitted. They must be switched off and kept on you. Madame, Monsieur, bonsoir, bienvenue à bord d'Air France. Nous prions de ranger votre valise cabine dans les coffres. Seuls les accessoires et les bagages de petit format doivent être placés sous le siège avant vous. Les issues de secours doivent rester dégagées. Il est interdit de fumer et la cigarette électronique n'est pas autorisée. Elle doit être éteinte et conservée sur vous.
Bon, terminé, merci.
We are ready for pushback.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. The cabin crew is pleased to be joining on this flight. They are here to ensure both your safety and well-being during the journey. We will shortly be departing. Please take your seat fastened and your seatbelt. Air France is SkyTeam partners wish you a very pleasant flight. Madame, Monsieur, bonsoir. Tout l'équipage est heureux d'être votre compagnie et s'assurera de votre sécurité ainsi que de votre bien-être durant ce voyage. Notre départ est proche. Merci de vous asseoir, attacher et ajuster votre ceinture de sécurité. Air France et ses partenaires SkyTeam vous souhaitent un agréable voyage.
Cabin crew, boarding complete. Cabin crew, please close doors. Thank you.
Locking gear.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board. I will kindly ask you to take your seats as we are preparing for a prompt departure. Thank you.
Release parking brakes, please.
Alright, so we're getting ready for our pushback and start. So,
Release parking brakes, please.
shortly. Right.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright, so what we're doing is we'll be starting engine 2. It'll be this one here. You'll see the heat come out the back of the engine shortly. But I just need to put some fuel in. There we go. Fuel up. Let's go. See the heat coming out. Right, we're going to stay inside now and prep for takeoff. Just get all our engines started and everything, final checks. Start engine 1. Engine 1.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
%, we introduce the fuel in. And then we watch for the gauges to go up and to settle. So engines have started. We can let ground know they can now leave us.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
So as many of you may wonder, this is a flight simulator. It's what pilots use for training. We've got a program that we all connect to around the world, so real world pilots also on their days off also fly. You know, these guys that are passionate about flying. It's also for people that never had the opportunity to actually fly in real life. But it's
Unlocking gear.
it's the closest you'll ever get if you've never flown. They've made it so realistic now that it's just crazy. I mean, as you can see, we'll get up in the air shortly and you will see how
Tow
realistic
truck
it's become.
disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Right, we're just doing our final checks here. Taxi on. Throttle on. We need flaps. Flaps 5 confirmed. There's a lot of these real world pilots that have got nice big YouTube channels where they also help people to fly, real world pilots also again. I've been flying simulation most probably about 10 years, so I've got a good couple of hours behind on flight simulation. You can also utilize the hours that you've put on here if you want to do a pilot's license. You can use some of the hours, but you can't get a license, although you can fly this aircraft. This aircraft is one of the closest, well, I'd say 99.9% as real as what you get it in the real world. Only thing is you just don't feel the acceleration or the G-force. But you have to set it up. You can't just jump in here and fly like people think it's a game where you race cars and stuff like that. This is absolutely totally different to that. Right, so let's tell our crew that we're ready for, they can start getting ready for takeoff.
Giving crew, prepare for takeoff.
Okay, so we clear left, we clear right. We put our traffic on. Taxi light is on. Just check outside here. The weather you see outside also is injected into the simulator as the real world weather. So the weather that they have in this world right now, or this country that we're in, is what they currently have. There's also a program that is injected into the flight simulator, your real world aircraft that are flying now. You would also see them live at the airports. I'm not doing that today, and I'm not talking to the ATC. That's why there's no radios in the background requesting takeoff and that. So this is just a quick one just to show you guys how, you know, how it all works. So at this point, you would request if you could take off if there's no aircraft coming. You would ask ATC to clear you onto the runway. You can't just go onto the runway. So let's say ATC has given me the go-ahead.
Approaching 2-6.
You can see a little windsock there. We're going directly into the wind. I think there's a slight crosswind from, if I turn onto the runway, it could be from the co-pilot side. Or from my side, one of the two.
On runway 26, flaps, flaps.
Right, so what they normally do is they stand on the runway, or sometimes when you climb in the aeroplane you'll hear them spool up the engines and hold it there for a while. That's to make sure that everything is stable. Right, so we're gonna get ready and here we go. So we put power on and now we can throttle up and take off. This is all hand flown at the moment, so I am flying this by hand. Positive rate, and we put our gear up. Ease back on the power a bit. We'll make a right turn here. Just watch our speed under 220. So we make our right turn. Currently, as I said, this is just hand flown by myself. We'll switch over to autopilot shortly. Let's put our flaps up. Have a quick look out the window here, see how scenery looks. So right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over now to our autopilot. Just going to have a look outside. Just turn your systems down a bit, it might be a bit loud. So this is how it looks. So once you reach 10,000, then we can tell people, depending on what the weather situation is, to release seat belts. I'm also going to give them some Wi-Fi.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has now turned on the Wi-Fi for you to access. Please check the seat pocket for Wi-Fi information. If you need any assistance, ask for one of our crew members. Thank you.
Alright, we can put our landing lights off. We can check all systems. There are no reds, no greens. Sorry, all green. Everything looks stable. Gear up, flaps up. Coursing, holding. And there
Ladies
we go.
and gentlemen, you may leave your seat when the seatbelt sign has been switched off. During the cruise, we recommend you that you keep your seatbelt fastened and visible to make easier our checks in case of turbulence. Please be careful when opening the overhead compartment, as items may fall out. Moreover, smoking in the toilets or tampering with smoke detectors may result in prosecution. The use of e-cigarettes and the charge of its battery are not permitted. You may not use your in-seat PC or USB socket to recharge your electronic device. To avoid the crushing risk of electronic device within your seat, we strongly recommend you that you stow it away safely. Should your electronic device slide under a seat or be missing, immediately alert the cabin crew without operating your seat. Madame, monsieur, vous pourrez-vous déplacer de l'extinction de la consigne attachée à votre ceinture? Pendant la croisière, nous vous conseillons de garder votre ceinture attachée et visible afin de faciliter nos vérifications en cas de turbulence. Soyez attentifs à la chute d'objets lors de l'ouverture des coffres à bagages. Fumer dans les toilettes ou porter atteinte au fonctionnement des détecteurs de fumée, des plastiques de Utilisez la prise PC ou USB de votre siège pour recharger votre appareil électronique. Afin d'éviter le risque d'écrasement de vos appareils électroniques, type smartphone ou tablette, dans votre siège, nous vous recommandons de les ranger. Si votre appareil venait à glisser sous un siège ou si vous ne parveniez pas à le localiser, alertez immédiatement l'équipage sans manipuler votre siège. Merci.
So there we go, and we're on our route. So as soon as we come to land, then I won't bore you with the rest of the flight. We will switch over again just now, and yeah, you can watch us land. Enjoy.